stand accused. There's a lease to my home. Stand accused, my Lord, of all my sins, of everything that I've done wrong. I'm so ashamed. There's nothing left for me to hide. This is the day I answer for my life. My fate is in the judge's hands. But then he turns to me and says, I know you, I love you, I gave my life to save you. The faith, the price for mercy, my burden, not guilty. How can this be? I can't begin to comprehend what kind of grace that would serve for my life. I stand on, see that I have been set free, and the tears well up as I look to the cross that it should have been me. My feet was in the nail-scarred hands. He stretched them up to me and said, I know you, I love you, I gave my life to save you. The faith, the price for mercy, my burden, not guilty. I'm falling on my knees to thank you, and everything I have will praise you. So grateful for the words I heard you say. I love you, I know you, I give my life. I know you, I love you, I give my life just to save you. The faith, the price for mercy, my burden, not guilty. The faith, the price for mercy, my burden, not guilty. Not guilty, not guilty.
Good afternoon to everyone. Happy Sabbath to everyone. You hear that word very often when you come to church because it is the Sabbath. Just give me 1 second, let me just plug my computer on and then the Holy Spirit will do the rest. I think we are almost ready. How was your week, family? It was alright? It's a blessing to be here. I would like to say thank you to Elder Regis for those kind words. As he said, I'm always happy and ready to work for the Lord. Many didn't believe, but a few years ago, I've been a Seventh-day Adventist since I was 12. And I double that number right now, plus some of the numbers. And back then, I went to church, I sat in church every Sabbath, and I never saw the need to come up in front and say anything. I went to church and I was happy. I went home the day after church and I was excited. I received a blessing. Then a few years ago, I came to the United States and I met Pastor Lawrence. And from the minute time my wife introduced me to him, as a matter of fact, we got married right here. And then we came back to church right here. And then Pastor saw something in me that I didn't even know I had. And there might be something in you that you never knew you had. And unless you open up and you give the Holy Spirit the authority to use you. You see, if someone told me that I would be holding the mic, breaking the bread in 2017, I would have said to them, let's say 6 years ago, you must be crazy. Not me. Another human probably. But what I have found is that there's a lot of joy in the Word. This week, while I was putting the final pieces together in the message that I have to share today, I keep reading that story that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm just filled with joy. And even as we were lining up to come in, Sister Philip could attest to that. I had to share what I told her. The week wasn't the best week, but because I was in the Word this week, a little more than normal because I was preparing, I was so excited. And today I'm excited to share with you a story that we are all familiar with. And maybe too familiar with, that we might forget it. You see, we take things for granted, but now and again we have to be reminded of the simple stuff. You know, the simple things in life makes a big difference. Simple things like saying good morning, saying thank you, or even just asking someone, how are you doing? Because you never know, they probably might be going through something and they might just break up right there and then. So the little things in life makes a huge difference. I received a message on WhatsApp some time ago, and I shared it with a few individuals because I thought it was very powerful. And some of you might even know it too, because it might be even somebody here that sent it out. The story was about a young lady that went to the pastor, and she said to the pastor, I am leaving the church. The pastor said, well, why? She said, well, the people are being so mean to me, and they're not nice at all. So I'm leaving this church. I'm going. The pastor said to her, do me one more thing before you leave the church. The pastor gave her a glass of water, filled to the top, to the rim. And he said, go in the sanctuary right now and walk around 3 times without spilling a drop. And she did that. She came into the sanctuary with the glass and she was like this, going around 3 times, staring at the water because she didn't want to spill a drop. And then when she came back and she gave it to the pastor, she said, well, Pastor, why did you make me do that? He said to her, did you see what the people were doing in the sanctuary? She said, no. He said, why not? You see, she said, because my focus was on the water, the glass, the water in the glass, not to spill that water. He said to her, if you keep your focus on Jesus Christ the same way, nothing will bother you and you might change your mind. And this is my first message to us, even to myself. If we focus on Jesus Christ alone, only Jesus Christ, the things of the world would not have any meaning to us. It wouldn't even affect us in the way we think it affects us. Oftentimes it's our minds that are playing tricks on us, to deceive us, the distraction of the enemy. Now, let's see if this is working. So it is. So today, I'm going to share a very familiar story, as I said. But before I share that story, I want to just give you that first scripture that you see on the screen. For whatsoever things was written aforetime was written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have hope. Now all these things happen unto them that in samples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the end of the world are come. The stories in the Bible are not just there because of stories. It's not just there for the pages or just for the book to be compiled together as this great book as we know it. The stories are there to teach us different lessons. And my brother Elder Lucas this week mentioned to us that he refused to write in his Bible. And the reason for that is that you can read a passage today, and you come back and read it tomorrow, and the Holy Spirit will teach you something different about that same text that you just read yesterday. I mean, I'm guilty. I write in my Bible to help me make connect the dots. But that's very powerful. So I'm just saying this to say that the stories in the Bible, ever so often, we have to revisit them. Revisit them and approach them with an open mind. Before you approach the word, ask God to cleanse us of all bias and reveal to us the word that He has in store for us. So today, the part of the story that I'm going to share today with you is a story about David. It's so fortunate that Sister Nep did the story when she did the song. She mentioned to us about picking up the pieces and asking God to give us a fresh start. And that is exactly what David will be doing in this story that I'm going to be sharing with us today. David's life story is going to be shared, which was taken from 2 Samuel chapter 11. In the story of 2 Samuel chapter 11, we're going to find out that David did something that we do sometimes, which was make a bad choice. You see, it was time for David and his troops to go back to war. But David decided to take a rest. The Bible says he tarried still at Jerusalem. David tarried still at Jerusalem, sending his troops out under the leadership of General Joab, which was given specific instructions to kill all the children of Ammon and besiege Rabbah, the capital city, also known as the royal city, where the king had his final defense. So Joab left when he was given the instruction of what to do. Now, it's important that we build some grounds here with certain names. For instance, Joab. Joab the general that David placed in charge of one of David was one of David's 30 mighty men. In the book also of Samuel, you would find in chapter 23, David had 30 mighty men, meaning men of valor, the best fighters, the most honorable, as his close, combat to be side by side with him. Now, Joab was also part of that 30. It's found in chapter 23. And you're also going to find a very interesting name at the end of that 30, which is in verse 29 of chapter 23. Uriah the Hittite was 30 and 7, the scripture says. 30 and 7, which means somewhere along the way, some men would have died, but David kept replacing. As long as one died, he replaced with another one to ensure that he always had these 30 men. David was always, he trusted those 30 men with his life, and that all was, and that they would protect him with their life if he came to that. You see, David was a very mighty man, we have to remember. David has won many battles. And if you read the book of Kings, you're going to see that. If you read 1 Samuel, you're going to get that information. And David had a lot of respect from his men. They trusted him because they knew that he was a good leader. It is important to understand the setting of the story. At the end of today, my hope is that each and every one sitting here today would not view sin the same way as they did when they walked through the door this morning. So let us pray and ask for God's leadership through this presentation. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you, Lord, for sparing our lives throughout this week. We ask, O Lord, that your holy angel would be with us today, the Holy Spirit. May the Holy Spirit be the teacher today, O Lord. And may the Holy Spirit break down the word of God in such a way that the smallest child is able to understand the message that is within your holy words. We pray that we will be changed and that we will never see sin the same way again. This is my prayer in Jesus' most precious name. You see, as I said, it's very important to understand the setting of the story. Because if you do not understand the setting, you will not understand where David came from, where he ended up, and what happens after that. Because David's life story is a sermon in itself. And some of us sitting here today are little David. And we are stuck. But by revisiting the story of David, we will understand what we need to do in order to come out of the hole which we may find ourselves in. You see, sin is any thought or action that is not like Christ. That's my definition. Sin is anything that is not like Christ. If you do something and it's not the will of God, it's not like Christ, it's a sin. It may seem as if I'm trying to set a standard that are unachievable, but that is a myth. The Bible said that Jesus is coming back for a set of people that is Christ-like. How could we be Christ-like if we don't act like Christ? Think about that. Christ-like. Oftentimes we say as well that we are human, and because we are human, we are going to sin. I think that is setting ourselves up. You see, sin is a choice. Sin is a choice, and if you choose to sin, as David did, you will see the consequences that come thereafter. You see, David was a mighty man and he had won many battles. And he had earned his great respect from his people. In those days, kingship was a new thing. Israel was just under the judges. And they decided they needed a king to lead them. That was never God's plan. They thought that if they had a king, they would have done better. So they seek and ask for a king, and as they asked, it was given unto them. With the battle knowledge being established, we could look closely at 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. When we look at verse 1 of chapter 11, we will see, and it came to pass that after the year was expired, and the time when kings go forth to battle, and David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Reba. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. Now, Israel asked for a king. And one of the reasons they asked for a king is because they needed, or they thought they needed somebody to lead them out in the battle. So David was chosen, anointed by God, and he was put in that position. And one of his job description was to go to battle with his men. And as a matter of fact, to be in the front, because he had to be the leader. But that particular day, David decided not to. He decided to tarry a little longer in Jerusalem. No, probably David was tired. But that wouldn't stand because David just came from vacation. Because David and his troops took a break, it was winter. And during the winter, they don't fight. So winter has just ended, so David wasn't tired. Why is David staying back in Jerusalem? So here we see the first problem. Choice. David made a conscious decision to remain in Jerusalem. And we're going to see the consequences of that. Being the king, he made a decision to remain in Jerusalem while his men was at war. Authority could be a great privilege. To whom much is given, much is required. David now using his authority to decide to remain in Jerusalem. Both the NIV and the New King James Version says, he translated the word to be remain in Jerusalem. But the regular King James Version says, he tarried in Jerusalem. Now the word tarry in itself has a meaning. The word tarry Alright, so the word tarry carries a number of meanings. Now, I like technology. And from my past experience in the classroom, what I've recognized is that we learn in different ways. Somebody will listen to what I say, and they will take it in. Somebody will see, and they will take it in. So, my objective is to make every possible opportunity so that we get the message. So then I have the words here, I'm going to be speaking it through the mic, but I also have the monitor that I'm going to be showing key points. And hopefully, it wouldn't miss everybody that somebody would have left here today rejoicing that they have received a blessing. So David tarried at Jerusalem. David lingered. He loitered at Jerusalem. He procrastinated going to battle. He delayed. Choice. David made a choice to linger. We could assume that David was tired, but we knew that beforehand that David had just came from his summer vacation, his winter vacation, sorry. And secondly, when we read if we read in Samuel chapter 2, we'll see that, and it came to pass in the evening tide that David arose from off his bed. He's not tired, he went to sleep. Let's keep going. And walked upon the roof of the king's house And from the roof, he saw a woman washing herself. Now, I underlined some keywords there. David already made a bad choice. He decided to remain when he should have been going to battle. Secondly, he could not have sleep. Something was bothering him. You see, when we are not doing the will of God, we tend to be uneasy. The Holy Spirit tries to get our attention, but we just shake it off, thinking it's something else. But if we take time and listen to the inner self, whenever you are about to do something that is not according to the will of God, you will know. If you listen to the Holy Spirit. You see, the Holy Spirit works in different ways. The Holy Spirit, you might be surprised that you sit in and you hear something, and it could be the Holy Spirit talking to you. It could be that you're about to do something, and for whatever reason, Brother Eddie comes to you and tells you something in contrary to what you're about to do. It is the same Holy Spirit. So we have to listen to the Holy Spirit. Now, David wasn't paying attention here. So David went on the roof. He couldn't sleep. He went on the roof. And now David's castle, his palace, was overlooking the entire kingdom. His house, he has a, what is called? When you go outside on the balcony, he went out on his balcony and his roof. And on this roof, he have a pergola, I would believe, to just make it modernized. And he decided I'll go up there and just relax for a little bit because I can't sleep. But up on that roof, he could see the entire kingdom looking down upon the rest of his kingdom. Now, when David got up there, something happened. As soon as he got up there, he saw something. Now, if you saw something that you were not supposed to see, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to continue to look at that thing which you're not supposed to look at in the first place? So here we see David didn't just look, but he continued looking. How I know that? At the end of that same verse, he said, and the woman was very beautiful to look at. But how did he know that? If he glimpsed at the naked woman, if he turned away, he wouldn't see nothing else. So David decided that he's going to look. He's going to take a look. He's going to look at her. So after David looked, we realized that David continued looking. And as he continued to look, he lost himself. And he didn't even know that. And here is where he lost himself. David chose not to go to the battle with the man. Bad choice, David. Then the consequences of not going to battle was that he could not sleep. Therefore, he made another bad choice. He went to the rooftop. Our choice always, and I will have it on the screen. Our choice in the bottom. Our choice always have a consequence. Now, the consequence could either be good or it could be bad. You see, sometimes we do things based on emotions. But sometimes we have to settle down. We have to sit down and ask ourselves, is this what we really want to do? Am I in the right place? Why am I at this bar? Or why am I not to church today? Why am I just laying down doing nothing? I can't even sleep. I'm restless. Are we in the right place? So our action and choices always have a consequence, whether it's good or bad. We as a people should always think about the consequences of our thoughts. And it's important that I put thought, because a lot of people think that a sin is an action. Now, a sin is a thought before it becomes an action. If you think of killing someone, it's a sin, my sister and brother. You do the action, it's still a sin. It hasn't changed. So we have to ask God time and time again to help us, to cleanse our thought, allow us to have pure thoughts. Because it's because of our thoughts and our creativity is why we end up in trouble sometimes. We think of something and then we do it. Can you do something without thinking? We say that sometimes, but that's not true. Everything that we do, there is a thought process before it. You see, David made a decision to remain idle and linger in Jerusalem. The Bible has something to say about idleness. In Ecclesiastes chapter 10, it says, by much slothfulness, which means sluggishness, slowness, the building decayed, and through idleness of the hands, the house droppeth through. If we are idle, then we are setting ourselves up to be tempted by the enemy. To be tempted by the enemy. Idleness, as we oftentimes say, is the devil's workshop. Idleness is the devil's workshop. You see, if loving money is the root of all evil, then idleness is the root of mischief. You see, if we sit down and we have nothing to engage ourselves in, the devil has the opportunity to sneak in and to mislead us, to mislead our thoughts and our conscience. If we do not guard the conscience and the soul with the Word of God. Tired and rested is not idleness. A little leisure time to ourselves is well deserved at times, and it's not idleness. Idleness is when we have nothing productive and meaningful to do. Instead, and a lot of people are not going to like it, instead, we go on social media to see what new gossip was posted and who we can share it with. That's idleness. We have nothing productive to do.